How's it going, guys? My name is Samuel Myung, and today I'm going to be covering the topic of quantitative genetics with you. Let's go. So with Thanksgiving being my favorite holiday, I've decided to become a turkey farmer. As a proud turkey farmer, I want to see if my breeding program would be beneficial if I selected the top 10% of my turkeys in terms of weight to breed. My original population has a mean weight of 20 pounds and a standard deviation of 4 pounds. We found that the broad sense and realized heritability is 0.85 and 0.67 respectively. So since we are selecting for the top 10%, we are only dealing with the column labeled with the red border. For our truncation point, we take our initial mean and add it to the standardized selection point times our standard deviation. We end up with 25.128 pounds. For our selection differential, we take our selection intensity and multiply it to our standard deviation. We end up with 7.020 pounds. For the mean of our selected parents, we take our initial mean and add it to the selection differential. We end up with 27.020 pounds. For the response to selection, we take our realized heritability and multiply it to our selection differential. We end up with 4.703 pounds. And finally, for the mean of our progeny generation, we take our initial mean and add it to the response to selection. We end up with 24.703 pounds. Now, as you can see here, we have our histogram. The mean of the original population is labeled by the vertical gray line. The truncation point is labeled by the red vertical line, as you can see by the x sub t equals 25.128 pounds. Our selection differential is the horizontal white line, labeled with s equals 7.020 pounds. The mean of our selected parents is labeled with the vertical orange line. X sub s is equal to 27.020 pounds. The response from selection is labeled by the horizontal black line, R equals 4.703 pounds. And then finally, the mean of the offspring, X sub 1, is labeled by the blue vertical line, with X sub 1 equaling 24.703 pounds. Now, assuming I could continue these mass selection experiments indefinitely, my response decreases in later rounds of selection because the extreme types may not necessarily be healthy. In our case, when we select for heavy weights in turkeys, that correlates with decreased fertility, decreased egg production, and decreased egg hatchability, which will all lead to a lower response. Thank you.